Hello there YouTube. Today's video is going to be relatively short because there are not much things going on the front or in the world as of February 3rd, 2023. However, I promised myself to deliver one video each day for at least a month, so I will do just that. It seems that Russia are still trying to push towards Chasiv Yar and try to encircle Bakhmut, just as they're trying to push from Blagodatne to encircle Krasnaya Hora. The Russians have captured a small village of Mykolaievka, but their advance seems to be stopped at Rozdolivka. In the city of Bakhmut itself, Russia was able to capture some blocks of the north part of the city, only outskirts. Russian army was advancing from Belokharivka, probably towards Vesely and along this river right here. There are some news about Russian attacks towards Seversk, but all of them were repelled. It looks like that the Russian advance at Vologdar is finally stopped. As I told you in my previous videos, Vologdar is not an easy city to storm. Russia will probably try and go around, although it's still way too risky because of the terrain. Now I must remind that Vologdar is a little city sector with a lot of tall concrete buildings, and the whole city is surrounded by fields. An open area, and Russia will have hard time doing anything in this region. Now let's jump to our news really quick. Number of people wounded in the latest attack on Kramatorsk rises to 7. Russia continues to bomb Kramatorsk. Again, I would assume that if Russia were to advance, if Russia were to attack again, massing their troops, they would go towards Kramatorsk and Slavyansk. So Bakhmut first, then Kramatorsk, then Slavyansk. Some news about tanks coming from Belgium. German-made Leopard 1 tanks, which were removed from Belgian army inventory years ago and sold to a defense industry firm, is back on the government's agenda. Officials are mulling plans to buy back the tanks from the company at a reasonable price to send to Ukraine. About a decade ago, a Belgian army decided not to use tracked heavy tanks anymore, retiring the Leopard 1 models as they were not operational, after which they were transferred to a Belgian defense industry company known as OIP Land Systems. As we all know, Western nations stepped up their aid to Ukraine when the war with Russia broke out on February 4th, 2022, with many recently pledging to send Kyiv dozens of main battle tanks. Now the problem with Leopard is that it's an extremely old tank. As far as I know, they don't even have a stabilizer, and they don't have thermals. Just for laughs and to make this video a bit hilarious, I want to cover some news from Russian media outlets, just to have fun. So the first one I want to cover is the news that the Kremlin supported the initiative to award money for destroying European and American-made tanks. For each destroyed Leopard or trophy Leopard, they wanted to offer about 39,200 euros. That's the news. So good luck with that, I guess. They're really desperately trying to raise morale of their own troops, because I'm pretty sure Russian troops are terrified. Not because European and American tanks are extremely good, that is to be proven on the battlefield, but because Russian media try to scare Russians of Europeans and Americans and NATO and pure and holy Russia fighting against them. And I guess this is attempt to calm down the Russians, to make them believe that European and American tanks are vulnerable and even possible to capture. Now, extremely funny news came from lenta.ru, which are ridiculously stupid. Basically what it says is, I have nothing to talk to with civilians. Russian women are more likely to get together with those who were part of special military operation. And this whole article is talking about how being in this war and taking part of it and going to war in Ukraine will make you more manly and more likely to find even a wife. So that is that. That's all I could find. Again, a short video, nothing much. Just trying to get better at making videos, trying to learn some montage tricks. I can't say much. So that is it. Bye. And remember, Russia will be free.